on the dot. We are ready for the second town hall with Allie. I survived the first one, thank y'all very much. We're gonna see about this one, but you know, there's a saying or a song that says these boots were made for walking. I wore these boots today in case I need to run out of here afterwards, okay? We'll see how fast I can run with my boots. Thank you guys so much for coming and being a part of this town hall, and again, your hospitality with me being here, and y'all have been very kind, and I appreciate it very much. So we're gonna have a good little town hall here, and gonna go over some things that have come up with resident council. It's just some things also with interactions I've had with some of you, just gonna bring up some things. And then we're gonna move and switch gears a little bit and talk about the hurricane. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get through this as best I can, but I think it's important that we talk about October. And boy, have we been through it, right? But guess what? We survived.
We're here.
Yes. So let's get started with some announcements first. The ever-ending question, Allie, what is going on with that executive director? And my new slogan is, I'm here as long as it takes, right? So we're gonna talk in just a few other reminders and updates, and again, just mark on your calendars, the next date for Town Hall is November 26th at 3 p.m. Okay? So they're actively interviewing. I know that the hurricane kind of slowed things down, and then Linda, the regional, you know, she had vacation planned last week. How dare her take some time off. So she's getting back into the swing of things. So just know, as soon as I know something, I will definitely let you know. Okay, but I know they're actively working on it. We just want to make sure it's going to be the best fit and not make any haste decisions. COVID and flu vaccines, we already had our first run, but those that weren't able to attend the first date, we're having our backup date, which is this coming Friday. So please make sure if you're on that list, you know what time and where to be. And if you have any questions, reach out to Mary Beth. Dining. So wanted to just bring up something that came up at resident council about the tavern service versus the dining room service. So I just wanted to let you know I don't have a lot of answers yet, but we're openly talking about it. There's some things that the tavern residents, when they come during happy hour, they're requesting some additional things, and we're trying to figure out how we can incorporate that into the current service that we have. So we're looking into it. We're not saying no, but we're not saying yes right away. There's a lot that goes into it, so we're trying to find what's going to work best operationally for everybody. Okay? Now, I will tell you that some of y'all have noticed this odor of some coming from the clubhouse. So last Friday, we had another power surge. We didn't cause it, for the record, but we had another power surge. And unfortunately, that affected some of our kitchen equipment, which is why you're smelling what you smell when you walk into the clubhouse right now. So we're working on that. Unfortunately, these power surges aren't doing our equipment any favors every time they keep coming on and off. So it's affecting it, right? So we've got some vendors that we're working with. We're having to look at other options, and some of it we're going to have to completely repair, replace, which is going to be pretty hefty. So we're having to work on that, but that's the reason behind the smell, and that's why we've kind of got the fans out there to kind of help blow through, just to kind of help in the interim. Activities. So I want to talk about this for a few minutes. Lifestyle. When I think of independent living, I think about a lifestyle, right? A lifestyle.
What's that?
Live. Say it with me now, that Kentucky twang. Come on, you can do it. That lifestyle, right? Well, I underlined it for those of you that can't understand me. I apologize. right? But it's about the lifestyle, engaging, being involved, being active, okay? So I want to let you know what I'm looking forward to when I get to be independent living. I'm gonna press that life alert and see how many firemen I can have come to my apartment. I throw some cutie patooties. I mean, I'm sorry, men, but no offense, but yeah, that's an inside little joke, but it's true. There are got a lot of good-looking men that come to our rescue when we need them. But we want to encourage more of this, okay? Some of you are fabulous. I see you out and about all the time socializing, and I know some of you that's not your favorite thing to do, and that's okay too. But we have a lot of new residents coming to Aston Gardens, a lot of new people. We want everybody to get to know each other. And what better way to do that and be engaged in new things, trying new hobbies, talking to each other. It helps increase your mind, improve your mood. There's a lot of good things that come from being active and staying engaged. So I'm asking for your help. Last Friday at 11 a.m., there was an activities open forum meeting, something like this. Except, guess how many attended?
None.
One person. And I was so excited. I came and I asked Bailey, I'm like, Bailey, put it on the announcements. Make sure everybody knows. Put it out. Make sure everybody knows.
Were you the one person?
No.
Okay.
One resident. I was there, but there was one resident that attended, and she was a new resident too.
What was the exhibit?
It's an open forum. It's a meeting like this where we discuss our activities programming. It's on the calendar every Friday. Well, not every Friday, once a month, every Friday. Monthly on Friday at 11. To discuss our programming and how we're doing, what you would like to see, what interests, what ideas, what things we could do differently. Because in my 21 years of being in this industry, I've been to a lot of communities, a lot of campus settings, and I've seen a lot of engagement, a lot of life living at the community. And I think we can do a better job with what we have here. And that's why we want your input. That's what that meeting is about. We want you to come, participate, give us ideas, talk about things that maybe you'd like to see, that you would be encouraged, your friends that you have here, that you would be encouraged to attend. Who attended the chef demo last week? Wasn't that fabulous? Y'all missed out. That cheese ball was fabulous, but the design was even more fabulous. And then you had Chef Lee. How could you have missed it? It was great. But the cheese ball was, I wanted to take some home, but it was all gone. And you ate all the crackers. I had to eat mine with saltine. Now that's a shame. How do you eat cheese ball with saltine crackers? How can we improve our lifestyle offerings? That's what independent living is about, the lifestyle. What can we do? So Bailey and Jasmine, they're going to go around and they're going to start asking y'all some questions, asking for your feedback. If we can't get you to come to our meetings, we're going to come to you. But we want to talk about what we can do different. A lot of the calendar right now, what I've noticed on the calendar is a lot of resident-led activities, which is great. Love to see it. But a lot of times with those resident-led activities, you already have your groups, you already have your members, there's no extra seats at the table. So if someone new were to come in, they're going to stop coming to the 6 o'clock bunco because there's no seats anyways. So I told Bailey, we got to take that resident-led stuff off, especially when we know they already have their teams, there's no more seats at the table. That's okay, you could still do that. But we need to have activities on the calendar that can assist everyone that wants to participate, because we got a lot of new people that want to play bunco or want to play bridge, right? So we're going to add It's not gonna be the resident-led ones highlighted so much. It's gonna be ones that our lovely ladies over here are going to assist with and encourage your participation with, so that we can have more of an engagement, okay? Also, that means change may be coming to where we currently host things because of capacity, right? Like a couple of my first month here, we had karaoke. And let me tell you, I love me some karaoke. But we filled that place up. We were running out of space. So we may have to look at alternate spaces for karaoke so that more people can participate. It may not always be in the tavern because we want more. It's about the lifestyle, not about where, but about the lifestyle and having fun and laughing at Allie when she sings, okay? Because I can guarantee you my twang will come out even more when I start singing. Now, do I have any football fans in here? No. So, like football, it has to change, right? You can't keep doing the same thing and losing. You got to try. Or even if you're winning, doesn't mean you're going to win the next one if you keep doing the same. So you always got to think about change, and that's what we're going to have to start thinking about here so we can improve some things. I did want to remind everybody to please continue to promote and thank our team members. The last day for the Employee Appreciation Fund is the 31st of October. There's a little box up front at the front desk. You can just pop your little check in there. It's locked. We don't have access to it. Resident only has access. Certain ones that are over the committee. But October 31st is the last day. Okay? They asked me to make sure that I informed you guys of that again. But I want to talk about some fun things that we've got coming up and some new things we've got coming up. But this Halloween party is coming up, and I sure would love to see some costumes. We'd love to have some parties and cocktails and contests. But this right here, this is that cheese ball that Chef Lee made at Chef Demo last week. Isn't that cute? It was fabulous. But you missed out. You didn't come. You didn't get to see how he made that. And you can make it too. It's so much fun, and it's very interactive. I encourage you to come to the next one. We never know what he's got up his sleeve, okay? But Halloween's this week, Thursday. I've already got my costume picked out, and most of the directors do too. But we want you to bring your fun and your spirit and dress up with us, okay? Upcoming things in November, I only was able to highlight a few because of this presentation and such, but we've got the Holiday Bazaar coming up. Please look out for that. Our Veterans Day ceremony. We have a Closet Clean Out Day. Okay, so that's coming up on the 19th. Our Chef Demo is the 21st. And our next activities open forum meeting, which I hope will have more than one person come, is the 22nd. It's a Friday.
Where?
Well, we're in this little office over here, but if we have more people, we'll find a new home. We'll find a new space for that, okay? But it's right next door. And then I did want to just mention about Thanksgiving, because that's just next month. Oh my goodness. But it's coming up, and we're going to have a Thanksgiving meal offering from 11 to 2. We'll have breakfast as usual, but there will be no dinner service that night, okay? So it'll be the lunch service only, but we have a special Thanksgiving feast prepared and ready for you that we're excited about. And this was my little turkey that, gobble till you wobble, but it isn't working. But he did a little dance and I had a little, but it didn't work, sorry. But we're gonna gobble till we wobble out of here Thanksgiving Day, because why not? That's the one day we can extra gobble, right? Okay. Now I want to talk about a couple of new things coming to Aspen Gardens near you. This is coming up for November. We got a new walking club that we're starting. It's beautiful outside, and let's get outside and enjoy it. Bring your fur friends, your fur babies. Now, on the calendar, we did have a little bit of a typo. It says 9 o'clock, but we're needing to change it to 9:45, okay? So, every Monday and Wednesday in November, we're gonna try to walk. Bailey and Jasmine are gonna be in attendance with you, and we would love to have you join us for that walking club. Getting out and about with some friends, meet new people, socialize a little bit outdoors. We also are gonna have a new game day every Tuesday, 3 p.m. in the theater. Different variety of things happening, but we're gonna try to liven it up a little bit and have a little fun. The trivia is not gonna be the same here like it is in the bar. It's gonna be better in here. I dare you to find out. We're gonna have some new additional card groups, like I was talking about, okay, where everybody can come to participate. New chair yoga. One-on-one, we're gonna have additional one-on-one tech sessions, right? The holidays are coming up, maybe you need a little extra help with how to FaceTime somebody or I don't know what it may be. I still need help with my stuff, but we're gonna add some additional tech sessions and make sure you're ready to go for the holidays so you can see your family near and far. But those are just some new highlights, and there's more to come. So we really encourage you to take a look at that calendar, but know that in addition to the calendar are new things that Bailey and Jasmine are gonna be highlighting and talking about in the announcements, because we couldn't put everything on the calendar, it's so limited. But we want you to come, join us, participate, and give us other ideas that you're interested in. All right, let's talk about transportation. Y'all may have noticed, but our big bus is not on site. It's in the shop right now. It had a little trouble, so we've had to take it to the shop and get it fixed. So right now we have the one small bus, but we're making it work. And we're hoping to get further analysis of what's going on with the big bus and find out so we can get it fixed and back here as soon as possible. We do have a new golf cart that's been ordered. We don't have an ETA on its arrival yet, but it has been ordered. And that will be ours, and we won't be having to rent anymore. We'll have our own personal one, and it'll have the hooks added for the devices and such. Okay? So it'll be here soon, we're hoping. It has been ordered. And this is still kind of just an ongoing thing with continuing to educate team members and the traffic regulations. And if you see anything, please let us know. We always want to be mindful and cautious out when we're out and about through the parking lot, especially with the walking club. You know, so we want to be careful. Housekeeping, maintenance. Let's talk about a couple of these things for a moment. We've had an ongoing tree trimming project since I've been here. We have one more tree situation to take care of in front of building 3, and then the project should be completed. So we're hoping to be done with that final for a while now. The vents cleaning in the buildings. So we've had to reschedule our vendor. They're getting back with us on dates. They've had, obviously, you know, with the hurricanes, kind of things have switched priorities. But we are going to be getting on the schedule again, and as soon as we know the dates of when they're able to get back out here, we'll let you know and give you that proper notice. We also have been doing some fall cleaning. You notice the awnings have already been started to be cleaned. They look way better than when I first got here. The pillars out front. Maria is our hero. She has some magic up her sleeve. She's got this chemical that she found, and it's working wonderfully on some of our more stubborn issues. So we're going to start using that and cleaning up some of the fence areas and signage and other things too. But we have started that, and hopefully you've noticed a little bit of the improvements already. But I completely see a difference, and know it'll continue. The trash along the east fence, again, we're just monitoring that, continuing to pick that up as needed. We are receiving bids for new sod, okay, not just in a few areas, but we're looking at the whole assessment of the property and then prioritizing from there. But we're getting bids because we know there's some areas where the sod is sad. I don't even know if sad's the right word anymore, but it's sad. It's gone. investigate the root cause, what that looks like. We got some soil example, or, some soil samples that we've sent out. There's different things that we're doing and checking too, because I don't wanna waste resources and put more grass down for it to just die again. So we wanna make sure we understand why it's doing that in the first place. And then we're working on bids for the roof replacements as well, okay?
Are you gonna replace all the roofs or one particular building each year?
So the capital partners are spreading it out, so I don't have all the details yet on what that looks like. Right now, we're just trying to get the bids, so then they can kind of allocate how many they're gonna do at a time. Cause it's a very hefty expense, very hefty. Okay. So I had this question brought up, and I wanted to talk about it. Don't you like my little picture? Isn't he cute? So some of y'all have gotten this link, you've got this email from this Activated Insights. Is that real, Allie? Yes, it is. And we really encourage you to participate. Now, I know, great timing discovery of a survey right after 2 hurricanes, right? That was the best timing. But anywho, it is there, and we do want your participation. We want to know how we're doing, and recognize our people that are trying really hard to keep things moving in the right direction for this lifestyle we're living. Okay? Now, I will tell you that throughout the hurricanes, we had some awesome feedback. We had a lot of residents that came to us very appreciative and very supportive of each other even. I saw some great things. Neighbors were helping neighbors, checking on neighbors. I got invited for wine, and I love me some wine, but I was on the clock, so I couldn't participate. But I saw some great things. But we also did receive some pretty harsh feedback as well. And we know anytime we ask for feedback, we're always going to hear from those that aren't the most happiest, right? Those that are more vocal and complaining. We know we're going to hear from them, but we want to hear from those that are grateful too and have that gratitude, because that's important. And I want our team to be recognized for that too. We can't be that bad or you still wouldn't be living here. So I know we're doing something right, right? It's not that bad. And we really did get through the hurricanes very well, considering the rest of Florida on up. We were blessed. So we have a lot of grateful and a lot of gratitude to show, right? And so I just want to remind you of that as you're filling out your survey, to think about that too. And also, with keeping that in mind, October was a stressful month, right? And I think it all taught us a little bit of something. We really need electricity. And we really don't know how to handle it when we don't have it, right? We kind of get a little stressed out when we don't have that power. But we also realized how much you lean on us and how much we lean on you, right? We learned that too. So that's what we're going to talk about next. So any questions before I go on to talk about the hurricane and what we learned and what we did and how we're going to move forward?
I have a question about, hello, I have a question about the survey.
Mm-hmm.
We and the villas are wondering why none of us got the survey.
I don't have an answer.
That's what we're waiting for.
I don't have an answer on why we did not receive the initial codes for the survey. All I know is it's fixed now. You guys have codes. If you need it, please come see me. It should be your first and last name and villa number. And like the A or the B.
So you should say like D101 or
Correct.
something. Okay.
And it wasn't just the villas, there was other people that got, I don't even know where they pulled the information from. We've still gotta get to the bottom of that, because we had other residents that live here that also did not receive the information. So that's why we put the QR code, we've added the link, so you guys can still get to it. It wasn't just the villas,
We
okay?
could get to it, it just didn't work for us with the code they told us.
Okay.
When does that survey close?
The last day for the survey is November 3rd. I will be here this Saturday in my office. So if you want to get help doing the survey, please come and see me, and I can sit with you as long as you need me to.
What is the purpose of this survey? How do you intend to use the results? And when was the last time you did a survey like this?
I want to say the last time we did a survey of this scale was either a year or two ago. We're really wanting to.
So this is a company-wide survey. This is done annually every year for every community. So we've participated every year. Last year we did the resident survey. We only had, I think, 58% participation. We spent 3 weeks getting the word out, trying to get people to participate. Same thing for the year prior and my first year here. So we've done at least since I've been here 3 consecutive years in a row.
Okay, and the survey is for the feedback, right? We wanna look at it, but we also look at it from a granular perspective too, right? But we're gonna look at it, review it, get your feedback, and see how we can take in that information, and maybe we're able to do some things here to accommodate those things, and maybe we can't. But at least it's another avenue to provide feedback to us, okay, than just the meetings and through the resident council and through the open forums. This is another avenue. But we ask for your feedback all the time, every month. This is just another way with a little more detail with questions and such. But it is company-wide, okay? But it's just like any other survey that you would participate in and attend. It's feedback for us, so we can analyze that with our team and review how to move forward.
Thank you. I, first of all, want to say that as I move through our residents here, and I think every one of you are wonderful. You're so precious. This is a big family, and you've helped make it even more. But the other thing is, I want us to think about how much better, really, people tell me all the time, but I want them to tell the chefs and tell other people. Our food gets better all the time. And we're so grateful. And we do thank you so much. We thank Katie for being there and you for preparing the food, and Katie telling us don't sit there, sit over here. But there's a purpose for that. I try to think of what it is, but I don't know. But anyway, Katie knows that's the important thing. But here's the thing too. I do want to ask you just one more time. We're grateful to each other, but please be more grateful to the staff. When they come to the table so often, particularly during these terrible weather times and everything, I don't mind hearing you say, thank you for being here. I say that every Sunday morning to those fellows. They never miss to come to make our omelets. Just say thank you for being here. Don't, that one is good this week and the one last week. I mean, they have a home. They hear that stuff at home. So with us, so I just say to you, God bless you all, and you are wonderful. But I did want to ask you to think of it that way. And by the way, Allie, you little Southern Belle, you're a blessing, a real blessing.
Oh, thank you, Miss Nita. All right, well, we're gonna get on track here and stay on time. So I want to talk about what did we learn, and oh my goodness. I want to know what Mark knew, because he left right in the nick of time. That's what I want to know. Buddy, next time I see him, I'm going to ask him, because he left and skated right out of that. He knew something that I sure didn't know. But the leadership leadership team also found something else out about Allie. That after 56 hours with no sleep, I start talking in a new language that even they can't understand after the twang. I did. They had to like, Allie, you need to go lay down. We don't even understand what you're trying to say right now. So they learned that about me too. We know that it was brutal on everybody, and we recognize that, because as hard as it was on you, it was hard on us too. We were living with you right through it together. And if I heard this once, I heard it 1,000 times, that our kitchen is the one that caused these surges to happen. And I want you to know that's not the truth. They were happening at my hotel, not that I saw it much, but when I did go there, it would happen there. I'd be in the middle of trying to fix my hair and the power would go out. And I'm like, I can't go to work like this. It would happen across the street, seat at table, Dunkin'. It was happening everywhere. It's not because of us. We also learned that, we had several residents that weren't as prepared as we were hoping they would be. And we learned that because we had 2 people in the building throughout the duration of it. And we had a lot of extra hands that we had to, help and do some extra things for that was above and beyond. But we did it because that's what we do, and we love our Aston Garden family. But there was residents that weren't as prepared. And we also learned that we need to update our emergency contact info and photos, which is why we're asking for photos right now. And we'll be doing some more photo shoots, because there were some families that I needed to get in touch with during the hurricane based on some circumstances, and I didn't have it. And the residents were struggling a little bit with that. So it's important, we as a team we met a lot throughout the storm, after the storm. What we learned today, what could we do different, what could we do better? We self-reflected on some things, right? Because we want to do better, we want to learn. And I want the same with you. What did you learn, right? Could you have been a little more prepared? Maybe you could have handled things a little bit better? Possibly, okay? We had residents that had one little flashlight with no extra batteries, and that was it. We had residents that needed private duty and they didn't have it set up. We had residents that had oxygen that needed help with that, and they didn't have anything arranged. There was a lot of extra care needs and things that we as a team did behind the scenes to help our residents that was above and beyond, and a little extra added stress, but we did what we needed to do because, again, you're family. But I wanted to point out something to you because, and please don't take this the wrong way, we appreciate everybody that had a lot of gratitude for us. But we also had some pretty negative remarks, which is why I'm showing this next slide to you. This is straight from the independent living residency contract agreement that each of you sign upon admission or coming in to live here with us. And I've asterisked right by this red mark here and highlighted that as an independent living resident, you represent that you are capable of providing for your own health and personal care needs with or without assistance of others, and will provide for all such needs as long as this agreement is in effect. This is independent living. It's not the same as assisted. It doesn't have the same regulations and requirements. You're independent. You come here for the lifestyle, right? Which is why I brought that up earlier. You've been doing this a little while, right? This is a lifestyle. Even through hurricanes, we had some folks that felt a certain kind of way, but I wanted to reiterate that independent living is not the same. You are expected to be able to take care of yourself. Thankfully, we didn't have near the damage that our friends up north had. We are, again, thankful for that. But if the power had been out longer, things had happened longer, I'm not sure how some of our residents would have made it. But it is absolutely your choice to stay and weather the storm with us, whatever may happen. And we're gonna do the best that we can do under the circumstances. Or you have the choice to evacuate and go somewhere safe that is out of that harm's way of potentially losing power and causing you extra stress. You have that choice, and that's what independent living is about too. So I wanted to just bring that up. And then I want to go into it a little bit further and tell you our perspective. I don't think you guys realize that we sheltered over 608 heartbeats during Hurricane Milton. Did you know that? 608. We took in 2 additional assisted living facilities that needed to evacuate for a safe place. We didn't have to do that, but we did do that because that's who we are. And we care, and we want to make sure they were taken care of. They needed somewhere to be, and we were going to help them. And we had to fast track it, and we did, and we made it happen. And we made the best of the circumstances. And those assisted living residents made the best of those circumstances too. We had over 45 dedicated hurricane heroes on this team that went above and beyond to assist us before, during, and after. They sacrificed being at their homes, taking care of their issues and their families. They sacrificed that, and they were here on deck, rolling their sleeves up, doing what they could. And not just after the storm, through the duration of those power outages that continued and just wouldn't stop. Because it was a total of 7 days we were going through that. I counted, I kept up, let me tell you. We acted very quickly in that kitchen, let me tell you. Katie and Lee, phenomenal job. We had to make sure that we saved what we could. So the ice cream was the first thing to go because we needed to get everything out of that freezer into those ice cream and move it over to the AL side where the generator was. We needed to save as much as we could. Great ideas, and they worked really hard. We had to be flexible and creative with the menus. We had a food truck show up. We had to turn them away because we didn't have power, we didn't have anywhere to store it. Then we had to get creative because now we really needed food, which we also had to get creative because they were limited on what they could provide us, and we were limited on how we could prepare it. But we worked it out with a sister community. We took all of the delivery truck items over there, loaded up the bus at 3:30 in the morning, took it over to the sister community, unloaded it, then we prepped for lunch to bring back, to package, to deliver to all of you. And we continued to do that, to try to offer something every day. That's where we talked about that. We were transferring it back and forth. Then we had to go pick up everything. Once we had the power, we're like, okay, it's been solid for almost 24 hours. I think we're in the safe zone. Let's go get everything, and now we're going to bring it back, and then guess what happens? Do you know my gray hair? I grew a few more that day because we were all kind of over it at that point. Because it was a lot of extra work. But we knew we needed to do something because we learned how much you needed us, and we needed to be able to provide something. And we did. These are just some of the pictures, and I wanted to show you this, that they're still smiling even through it. They're making the best of the circumstances. Just when we start to put things back in motion and then we lose power again, right? They kept their chins up and they were smiling and doing what they could do. This is them working in the dark, preparing sandwiches so you at least had something, so that we had something to offer. And the good old question, why don't we have a generator, Allie? Well, I had a conversation with the Capital Partners, and they brought up some good points. I will tell you that every year Jim tries to put a bid in of options to see what we can do. We're gonna continue to work through that. I talked with the capital partners last week. They know we're gonna see what options we can come up with. It may not be a full generator, and I can't guarantee it will be a generator, but we're looking into it. But a generator is a major expense. And when you think about how many times would we use it based on the average over the 24 years, this is the first time I'm hearing that we've lost power that many days in a row in Naples. Most of the time, y'all had power back within 2 days or so. So it's not been such a worry, right? But now because of this experience, now everybody's like, we should have a generator, and everybody's mad because we didn't have one. I won't say everybody, but there were several that voiced it because you had to experience not having power and how much you lean on it, right? So, if we're gonna put capital dollars towards a generator, then what are we gonna delay otherwise, right? Because money doesn't grow on trees, and we know how everything just keeps rising, inflation, everything keeps going up. So what are we gonna do? If we get a generator, what are we gonna delay? We're gonna delay the roofs because we want a generator now? Because that roof job is expensive. But we can't have both, not right now, right? There's several things that Aston Garden needs because we're an aging community and we want to keep it current. We want to keep it going and keep it up. There's a lot of things on the wish list with capital dollars, but there's only so much we can do at a time, and it's got to be prioritized and spent and thought out strategically. So I want you to think about that when you're thinking about this generator issue. We've survived for 24 years so far. And do we really want to put the money in something that we're only going to use maybe 2 or 3 times a year if we're lucky, if at all? Or are we going to put it towards the things that we know are on the list that y'all have been asking me about since I've been here anyways? I don't know, there's probably way more than that, but this is just what I know since I've been here. So I want to bring that to your attention from a business perspective and an operational perspective, and from the capital partners perspective. And I want to leave you with this, okay, and I'm not going to get emotional because I told myself I wouldn't. I'm already trying to. Sorry, I just want to get myself together here before I share this little story with you. It's a true story, and it happened right here. I met a resident from our assisted living community at Pelican Point. She was one of the residents that came here to evacuate for shelter. And throughout the duration, of course, I came and I was checking on them, making sure they had everything they needed, and was assisting them. And I met this lovely lady. She always had a smile on her face. Those air mattresses, please, just let the waves take me. I do not want to have to evacuate somewhere and sleep on an air mattress for who knows how long. But she was here with a positive attitude, smiling. The meals, she didn't complain. They did bring their own food and they had to prep it and get creative like we did. But she didn't complain this whole time. It was amazing, okay? She was so grateful. So when we were sending them home, they were able to go home, bless their hearts. We didn't even get to start loading them until after 8 o'clock that night. And they'd already been here 2 days. Up and down air mattresses every time she needed to go to the bathroom. Going to the tavern for meals in the dark. Sitting in the hallway trying to do activities and be creative. Boy, doesn't that sound like fun? and I help her on the bus, and she looks at me and she's like, Allie, I want to thank you. And she told me a secret, that she was 105 years old. And she kept that from me that whole time, because I would have never thought it, because she never looked 105. But let me tell you something, at 105 years old, enduring what she endured, amazing. I admire her, and it'll be something that will be with me forever.
That's how she got to be 105.
That's right. And I knew if she could do it and endure all of that, so could I. So I do want to thank you for your continued support, your resilience. And at the end of the day, I want us to continue to remember that this is a lifestyle. We're here to have some fun, engage with people, enjoy this quality of life that we have. At 105, she's still doing it. I would encourage you, get with Bailey, get with Jasmine. Let's have some awesome new vibe here, entertainment. Let's think of some new things we can do. And with that attitude, I have this saying at my office at my house, and I try to live life with humor, if you haven't been noticed, right? Life's too short, and we all go through things that maybe make us who we are today. And there may be things you don't even know about me that I've been through in my life. But it's also taught me that I need to be positive with life and understand that it is short. And our outlook starts with us. And it starts with when we get up in the morning, how we're going to be for the day. And this is something that I've said for years. I'm going to make today so awesome that yesterday gets jealous. I encourage you to self-reflect on what you learned about yourself during the hurricanes and what you can do different too. But I also want to encourage you to help improve things here by participating, letting us know. We won't be able to do it all, but we can try to do something. But let's work together to make every day a little bit brighter. Okay? And I want to thank the department team members, the directors. They were all here through the duration of the hurricane, helping, assisting, and I'm really grateful to have each of them beside me. So thank you, everybody.